The Heat came into the building looking sharp, but it's going to take more than a good wardrobe to get this win tonight on the road. Well, the weekend has officially begun, and we welcome you to this 2K Sports presentation of NBA basketball. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge is joining us from the sideline. So with Butler sitting on the bench, this is who Eric Spoelstra has on the floor. They've got Bryant. Russell Westbrook out there with Michael Jordan. Then there's the great one. And for the Pelicans, Ingram at the 3 with Williamson playing the 4. In the backcourt, it's McCollum and Jones. And it's Valanciunas in at the 5 spot. Always a fun time of the season. The race for the postseason kicks into high gear.
Yeah, this is when the pack starts to split apart. The true contenders come to light. And the teams that might have looked good early start to fade.
You just love how reliable he is. Night in and night out, his offense is there.
McCollum passes to Valanciunas. Outside, Jones got a piece of it. And here we go. Fast break. Jordan's got it. And Westbrook throws it down hard.
His ability to change his pace and direction is so quick. That's one of the reasons Westbrook is special when handling the rock.
Now here's McCollum. Pass to Valanciunas. Outside, Jones. And the rejection by Bryant. 4 on the clock. Here's McCollum. Westbrook pulls it in. A little over a minute gone here in the first quarter. Puts it up. Again, the Heat good for 2.
Well, this gives you some confidence when you drop 3 straight to start the game.
McCollum against Westbrook. Now here's Williamson. He's guarded closely. Valanciunas, good.
Nice play to run for Valanciunas in terms of variety. Getting him something in rhythm and in space.
Bryant with it. Now defended by Williamson. And Kobe Bryant hits from deep.
A lot of enthusiasm to the start of this game. So far, a perfect 4 for 4.
Here's Williamson, and Williamson throws it down.
You know what you're going to get when Zion's at the rim. An aggressive finish.
Outside, Kobe. Michael Jordan on the wing. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
And whatever coach told them coming out of the locker room, they're listening. 5 out of 5 already.
The Pelicans have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. The pass to Valanciunas. If you're just tuning in, we played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. Clock at 6. Here's Jones. And oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. Here's the great one. Driving the lane, and he slams it down right on top of Brandon Ingram.
They just won't miss. I mean, this is incredible.
Good shooting can be contagious. You see the confidence running through this team right now.
And they're bringing you up close and personal on the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. Here's McCollum. And so the ball out of bounds. McCollum touched it last.
And Smitty, you think about the years McCollum played with Damian Lillard. you have to believe they made each other better.
I totally agree, GA. They both have high standards, always working on their games. That's why they're two of the best guards in the league over the last decade.
And Jordan gets it to go.
And what a way to start this game, dominating at both ends of the floor.
They came in prepared, focused, and really jumped on the other team early.
And first time out of the game called for New Orleans, coming into this having notched a win against the Rockets in their last game.
And that one was all about offensive execution, running your plays, picking your spots.
That was the key message going in. Be efficient. Everyone was on the same page, and you got a chance to see the results.
Miami on defense. Williamson kicks to Valanciunas. McCollum outside. Just under 3.5 minutes gone here in the first quarter. They recover it. Here's Valanciunas to end the run. They shoot again. He takes it up and lays it in. Valanciunas has got his second bucket.
Physicality from Valanciunas on the glass, securing the ball and sending it right back.
Westbrook wide open. He fires. And the Heat another.
Three.
They're getting a lot of their points outside the paint. 3 of their last 5 baskets are from three-point range.
And slam dunk by Ingram.
With that impressive wingspan, Brandon Ingram can sure make plays above the rim.
Here's the great one, guarded by Valanciunas. Bryant, count it, good. Bryant's got 5 points so far.
And how about the start they've gotten off to? They haven't missed once.
Pelicans trailed by 13. Here's Ingram. Rebound by the Heat. They're coming off that win against Philadelphia.
Mental toughness on the road. The arena was rocking, but they just got down to business and never let up.
It was a terrific performance we got a chance to watch. They got into a nice rhythm and made smart adjustments along the way.
And so it's McCollum with it. He brings it up for the Pelicans. And this is their first time matched up with this year's Heat team.
And both of these sides were fighting tooth and nail for a playoff spot and split their season series at 1 apiece.
It's so challenging trying to stop Zion. He's excellent at fighting off defenders.
The kick out to Westbrook over McCollum. And there's another one for the Heat.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Westbrook's gone 3 for 3 from the floor. The feed to Williamson. Nice fake, but the layup off the mark. The Heat leading by 16. Year in and year out, Smitty, the Heat bring energy and commitment to the defensive end.
Kevin, the Miami Heat has a strong culture, and they've done a good job bringing in players that match their identity. It's led to a great deal of success.
First free throw is good. And he makes both free throws. Steve, we've talked about this. A great job by the Pelicans front office in surrounding Zion Williamson with talent.
Yes, Kevin. When he's healthy, they're one of the best teams in the league. But to go the distance, he has to be available.
Now a timeout called by New Orleans.
Trying to find some answers offensively.
Yeah, these guys need to work together as a team, as a unit. Try and carve out some easy buckets.
Ball's knocked loose, and so it looks like the Pelicans will retain possession here. And checking out some numbers for him. Ingram passes to Williamson.
Really having a difficult time getting anything to fall.
That ball's off target. It's his third miss. He's made 2 shots from the field. Good on the triple.
19.
The great one's got 9.
The defense is in disbelief here. Triple after triple.
Here's Ingram. Will it go? That shot is no good. And he's 1 for 3 from the floor. Here's Jordan. And slammed on by Jordan.
I'll tell you, it's one thing to do this at home, another to do it in a hostile environment.
They built up this huge league with great play at both ends. They're going to love watching film tomorrow.
Here's McCollum after the Heat pick up 2. On the wing, Jones. He's defended by Jordan. And it's blocked by Jordan.
And one of the league's most effective shot blockers from that guard position. Jordan can do it and help defense or on the ball. And there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
Here's the great one after the made shot from Jonas Valanciunas. The great one with the bucket.
They have leaned on him all quarter, and it has worked to perfection.
Well, for New Orleans, shooting a lowly 30% to start this game out. And the basket by McCollum.
C.J. McCollum is so crafty at finding ways to capitalize inside. What a play.
Here's the great one, guarded by Valanciunas. A stupendous finish in traffic. He's got 13.
Defensively, they've had no answer for him this period, and he continues to stay aggressive.
And so here is New Orleans. McCollum outside. Westbrook with the block.
Great defensive effort by Russell Westbrook. Terrific closeout ability.
Again, the Heat good for 2. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Heat.
Well, it's tough to score when you're getting stuffed on every attempt. Great job getting the hands up so far, making life difficult on shooters.
And something else they've done well tonight is finding points in transition. So far, the fast break has been a plus for them.
Here's the great one. He had 10 points in the win against Philadelphia.
His shot blocking dominated the game. His 3 blocks really had an effect on defense.
Yeah, we're seeing some fireworks from them already.
They established the pace. They made shots. This is why they're way out in front.
Here's New Orleans. Poke loose. Kobe with the steal. From deep. And the Heat, another 3.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Ryan against Ingram. They get a hand on it. Here's the great one. 17 points in the game. And again, Miami with the triple.
And they are shooting the lights out from distance here early.
Here's McCollum. It's tipped.
Hard to catch up when you can't hit shots. This is a quarter he liked to forget.
And they're getting points, they're getting stops, and this is how they'd like to play all the time.
Yes, when it's going good, it feels easy. These are the nights you relish, but they're tough to replicate.
Now here's McCollum. He's a guy we see deliver on a nightly basis, averaging about 24.5 points a game. Here's the great one. Drops in the tray. The great one's got 23.
And when you got someone putting on a show like this, I mean, in the first quarter, you have got to be kidding.
2 minutes remaining in the first.
Ingram up top, defended by Bryant. Ingram passes to Valanciunas. Another miss, and they desperately need a bucket.
Meeting right at the rim, he typically converts in those situations. Not this time.
For three, Westbrook. And again, Miami with the triple.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
Now here's Jones. Still yet to score. McCollum against Westbrook. They double team McCollum. Shot clock at 6. Jones. And they get it back. Here's Valanciunas. It's deflected. And so the ball out of bounds. Jordan touched it last.
New Orleans ball.
From long range or short, the small forwards on this list have been on target for the past 10 games, leading their position in field goal percentage. Number 1, Jimmy Butler. Brandon Ingram, 4th.
And that tells you about their ability to slash through the defense and get to the hoop effectively. I mean, because you have to be getting a lot of layups to have that kind of a percentage.
And I don't think there's a player on that list who can't also light it up from the outside. Every one of those guys is a hot streak just waiting to happen.
The defense a step slow, and you can see the results.
McCollum with the ball. Now guarded by Jordan. And they'll get another chance. Williamson with the bucket.
Oh, man, I'm happy I didn't have to box out Zion. He's a load.
Here's Kobe. And the dunk by Bryant.
And if you look at this first half, overall, they've just had the better shot selection.
What they have done is ran their plays all the way through until they get something they like.
Valanciunas dishes to Jones. It's tipped. Jordan against Valanciunas. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. Here's the great one. And the Heat, another 3.
3 points.
So reliable. They've really leaned on him at the offensive end.
McCollum deciding where to go with it. Launches it from deep. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. And so it's Miami, able to put on a show for the ages. And with as many three-pointers as they bring, it's easy to see why they're on the cusp of a blowout. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And guys, we've seen a confident look. looking Heat team out there.
Yeah, in that first period, they looked to push in transition at every opportunity.
That's their mindset. Attack, attack, and attack some more. You're not going to beat them playing soft.
The Pelicans shooting just 26% out there, a terrible showing from an offense capable of much better. So with Jordan on the bench, this is who Eric Spoelstra has on the floor. Antetokounmpo is out there with Jimmy Butler. Then it's Rose. Then there's Dwayne Wade. And it's the great one in at the 5 down low. From the top of the key, and another basket for Miami.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
And the Pelicans with possession here. They'll be playing host to Chicago for their next game. And that game closes out the 4-game homestand for them. And that's out of bounds. New Orleans will retain possession. Miami on defense. Marshall passes to Alvarado. 6 on the shot clock. Stolen by Rose. One-on-one here. Puts up a 3. And again, Miami with the triple.
They've given up a lot of three-pointers here today.
Here are the Pelicans with the ball. A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Jimmy Butler made some headlines a while back when he said he wished the NBA would allow more of the scrapping we saw in decades past. So would I. He says that would shoot his game, though. Jimmy said, I want to run into people and see who falls down first, who's going to quit first. That's the style of basketball I like to play. Kevin?
Yep, you're right. And it shows, D.A. It shows. Thank you so much. And so it's New Orleans with it. Following the three-pointer by Derrick Rose. Knocked away. Wade with it. Scoreless thus far. Takes a 3. Drills the three-pointer.
And those aren't the type of three-point opportunities that you can allow in the NBA.
Pass to Alvarado. And the Pelicans miss again.
And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger.
People don't talk enough about the handles of D. Wade. He makes it look easy.
For New Orleans, they've gone 0-3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second quarter. Here's Alvarado. Kicks it to Daniels. Offensive struggles continue, missing again. Antetokounmpo looking it over. A 3-ball. And again, Miami with the triple.
Yeah, this looks like a pregame shoot-around with all the threes they're allowing.
So when we're talking about team identities, Greg, what would you say is the Miami Heat's identity?
Tough-nosed, aggressive, and hard-working. That's what attracted guys like Jimmy Butler here in the first place. And that's the style of ball they want to continue playing. They just won't miss. I mean, this is incredible.
Good shooting can be contagious. You see the confidence running through this team right now.
And for the Pelicans, they're shooting a rough 22% so far in this one. Here's Daniels. Rose with the rebound.
And they just can't find a way to end this thing. Nothing falling right now.
All you see is a lot of frustration. Someone needs to step up and make a play to turn this thing around.
I love that they're continuing to attack despite being up big.
I'm impressed with their intensity tonight. They've came in focused and they've executed.
Now here's Marshall. Hasn't made one yet. Missed inside.
And his pure defensive effort changed that shot from an easy one to a tough one.
You know, technically it's a high percentage look, but this is why we play the game.
Closing in on 4 minutes played here in the second quarter. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Passes it to Nance. Fades and shoots. It's hauled in by the Heat.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead. And that set them apart today, guys. Their success with the mid-range.
Here's Alvarado. After the made shot from Dwayne Wade, it's stolen by Rose. Beyond the arc. Good on the three-point shot. Rose has got... Six in the quarter.
Derrick Rose in open space is a treat to watch. Love the way he took off and scored that one.
They need this one. Some solid defense from Rose. And it's Wade with the ball for the Miami Heat. They haven't allowed any points in the second quarter. Here's the great one. That one goes in. And it's 6 points for the great one.
Dwayne Wade.
Shutout in the first quarter. He's heating up now. I like the aggressiveness.
The great one's gone a perfect 3 for 3 so far. Here's Marshall and blocked. That one goes careening off the glass.
And there's the length of Giannis. Bad idea to even attempt to get that shot over. And this is why coaches talk about playing with pace. The scoreboard tells it all.
It's a winning approach when you execute. That's the key. They're playing fast, but also under control.
Now, here's Marshall. His last outing, he had 8 points. The shot by Antetokounmpo, nobody around, and again, Miami with the triple.
For 3.
You like to see Giannis hitting those, but you'll live with that if you're the defense.
Here's Daniels, and it's D. Wade with the rebound.
I mean, all period, it's been a struggle for him scoring the ball.
There's Rose with the 3, and again, Miami with the triple.
Derrick Rose, when he's in the outside shot, creates even more space for him to operate.
Alvarado passes to Nance. With the drive. No good. And they can't put an end to this drought.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Here's the great one. Yes,
Number
it's
9.
Rose with the assist that time. The great one's got 11 here in this quarter alone. And here's Daniels. Nothing on the board. He kicks it to Nance. Now Alvarado got a piece of it, and they're able to recover. Second shot opportunity, and that's 2 points on the layup.
Unselfish, moving the ball. Love to see this kind of offense.
And here are the Heat now. Only giving up 2 points this quarter. Here's the great one, and he uses the glass on the layup. The great one's got 13.
His versatility and unselfishness is what makes Jimmy Butler such a talented passer.
Alvarado with it. Butler covering. That 3 off the mark. And the Heat get another bucket right there.
Defense, for me, just hasn't made the commitment to sprint back in transition, and that's why you see such a huge differential in fast break points.
And for players, Steve, being traded is always a possibility. Deep down, how challenging is it hearing your name in the rumor mill?
Kevin, it's very challenging, especially when you're happy where you are and your family is happy. No question, it's one of the few downsides of being an NBA player, being traded.
Catching up on the changes for New Orleans. Brandon Ingram, he's checked in for Marshall. And it's C.J. McCollum in for Daniels. On defense, the Heat. Now here's McCollum. He picked up 24 points in their last one against Houston.
And if you look at his free throw numbers, you can see what kind of pressure he put on the defense. He was in attack mode all night long.
Here's Wade following the basket by C.J. McCollum. Puts it up from 15, and there's another one for the Heat.
And Dwayne Wade will do work on you from the mid-range if you let him.
New Orleans has gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. It's stolen by Rose. Here's the three, and the Heat, another three.
Offensively, it's been a perfect quarter for him. He hasn't missed a single shot.
Alvarado passes to Nance. McCollum against Wade. Nance with no one around. And it's Miami with the rebound. The Great Ones got 4 rebounds in this game. Pass to Rose. Here's the Great One. He had a career game last time out. Bucket after bucket.
They just won't miss. I mean, this is incredible.
Good shooting can be contagious. You see the confidence running through this team right now.
The pass to Alvarado. To halt the run. That shot missing.
You want your bigs playing big. Rips it down in traffic.
Here's the Great One. And the Heat, another three.
Well, now that they've settled into this game, you can see the offense is firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, the reason why they made the adjustments they needed to make. They are executing.
And the Pelicans with possession here. Following the three by Miami that went in. 6 to shoot. High post try. Here's Nance. The shot that time, not on target. Some solid defense from Antetokounmpo. Rose passes to the Great One. Lets the three fly. It's good. This time the assist from Rose.
For 3.
Rose has got 4 assists in the game.
And how about the performance we're seeing from him? Not one miss on the day.
Now here's McCollum.
2 minutes remaining in the
Wade with the block.
2 minutes.
One of the all-time great shot blockers at the off-guard position. None other than Dwayne Wade.
Here's the Great One. And again, Miami with the triple.
3.
And that's back-to-back threes. The D just seems to be slacking off a little bit.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
It's stolen by Rose. Oh, and a fast break for the Heat. Here's the Great One. And again, Miami with the triple.
That's a dozen straight points coming off the triple.
That's tipped. It's stolen by Rose. Wade kicks to Rose. Butler passes to Rose. And that one is hammered home.
Nice pass by Derrick Rose, spotting a wide open guy from the corner of his eye.
New Orleans has gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Pass to Nance. Trying to end the drought. And it's the Great One with the rebound. The Great One's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Passes it to Antetokounmpo. 43 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Going in. Oh,
No, he didn't.
Here he comes, and there he goes.
look at him punish that rim. There's 38 seconds left now here in the second. McCollum passes to Nance. Knocks it loose. And they're running. Goes up. Hammers it home to polish off the break.
excellent on both ends of that play.
Yeah, the steal was sharp, but the slam topped it off.
Turning defense into offense. Every coach talks about it. Perfect example right there.
And so it's New Orleans with it. The Heat getting the bucket. Pass to the Great One. Lets it fly. And he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops. The Great One's got 35.
And boy, he's really in a groove. Dominant performance last game. Same thing this time out.
Here's the thing. He's a guy who will go on hot streaks for you over a number of games.
And so it's Miami, enjoying the kind of gigantic lead you almost never see. Their defense has been active and effective. And we'll be right back after this.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings to each and every one of you watching at this very moment. I'm Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is here. Shaq is here. One half is behind us. Welcome to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Miami did not hesitate to set the pace. Tenacious on both ends of the floor, they took command early with a 13-2 run. From their first bucket of the game to the end of the first quarter, they held on to that lead with an iron fist, never once giving it up. Then in quarter number 2, it was all hands on deck, and what a show it was. Quality execution, good efficiency, some tremendous defensive play helped them take a decisive advantage, and they're running away with this one. Kenny, let's start with you. What'd you think about the Heat?
They had a tremendous first half from the three-pointers. Their shot selection was pretty sound, considering how many threes they took. And the confidence of the shooters, now that's outstanding.
And Shaq, how'd you think the Pelicans were playing?
I know it's not the case, but it seemed like they were lacking on the offensive game plan. Maybe some guys were improvising when they should have been making the next pass, but hey, not looking good out there.
And that's going to do it for us here. The second half of action is coming your way.
And after a very lopsided first... half. We'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. It's been one outstanding game from the Great One.
Yeah, and early on, he has been feasting in the paint, and you have to think they're going to keep feeding the big fella.
Why go away from something that's working? Force the defense to prove that they can stop it.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. Sharing the wing spots, it's Jones and Ingram. Underneath, in the post, it's Williamson and Valanciunas. And it's McCollum in at the point guard. And that's the group for Willie Green as we begin the second half. And it's the Heat with the ball. Brandon Ingram missing his last shot. The Great One. And that one is stuffed right through.
Putting consistent pressure on this defense. Just the threat of him out there makes this offense work.
So it's the Pelicans now. The pass to Williamson. Shot clock at 6. The jump shot from the baseline is right on target. Williamson's got 8 points.
He'd rather bully himself inside, but Zion is able to adjust and sink the mid-range.
Hey, Smitty, you want to talk about explosiveness? This is your man, Zion Williamson.
Kevin, I mean, when he was in college, he blew through a shoe making a cut. He's so strong, Kevin, the leather couldn't hold up.
Timeout called here. The Pelicans decide to talk it over.
Yeah, just looking to tighten up their defense in the paint. They've got to be better.
It's a matter of want to. Helping out, contesting shots. You have to want to make the effort.
And here in the second half of play, we're just over a minute in. McCollum kicks to Jones to the right side. That's good from Williamson on the assist by Jones. Williamson's got 4 this quarter.
And, you know, he's enjoyed the kind of day you expect in terms of shooting the basketball. He can bring them right back into this game.
Trains it from beyond the arc.
Be careful when Westbrook is knocking down those consistently. Watch out, because that means there's nothing he can't do.
Now here's Ingram. Some stats for him. He averages over 21 points a game. Here's the great one, guarded by Valanciunas.
And when the score is as lopsided as it is, and you can see they smell blood in the water, my man is going for the jugular.
And we're just around 2 minutes into the final half of play now. Two-on-one as they jump out on the break. And here's Westbrook from the arc. And again, Miami with the triple.
Ripping and running. They have a big advantage now in those transition opportunities.
And so it's Ingram who brings up the ball for the Pelicans. Near the three-point line, it's McCollum. And just miss after miss right now. Jordan down low. Defended by Jones. A nice shot by Jordan. Jordan's got 11.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
Here's McCollum. And it's Miami with the rebound.
They keep calling his number, which is partly how they've dug this hole.
And he comes up with the deuce. He's got 12.
Hey, whatever adjustments they made at halftime, they are working to perfection.
What it was, they are getting better shots, which has gotten them into a rhythm, and they're knocking down everything.
Oh, and the jam by Westbrook.
Quick hands by Russell Westbrook, and he gets the play going.
For New Orleans, they've gone 2 of 6 from the field here in the third. Here's McCollum, and he gets the bucket.
I'm not sure who was supposed to be on him that possession. I mean, apparently neither did the defenders.
Ryan finds Jordan. There's the 3, and again, Miami with the triple.
And they have come out of halftime in fuego.
The Pelicans have gone 3 of 7 on field goal attempts here in the second half. Jones, no one around him, and it's wide right. It's off the rim. Miami's gotten all 4 of their three-point shots to go down since halftime. They're lighting it up here. Shoots the 3, connects from three-point range.
Number 35.
And they have been relentless from deep. And you see the defense trying to react, but to no avail.
You know what? They talked about this at halftime, and they're doing a better job of creating space.
Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Now, heat culture seems to be a cliche, but it's not. Jimmy Butler says we never lost confidence in this group, in ourselves. We know what we're capable of. We just have to go out and prove it. We're not worried about anybody else, just the guys in our locker room, and coaching staff, ownership, management. Back to you guys.
Boy, David, aren't they locked in? There's something else. Thank you. Here's Jones. The Heat getting the bucket. To stop the run, he blocks it again.
A defensive stalwart so far. That's 6 blocks.
Greg protecting the rim. Love the hustle. Here's the great one, and they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play.
First personal foul.
In a moment here to take a look at some hustle stats for Miami.
It's easy for me. Look at their defensive effort all game. The block total shows their commitment to contesting shots.
And they're also finding a good deal of their points off turnovers tonight. Seems like every time they come up with an extra possession, they find a way to convert.
Looking who's out there now for the Pelicans. Marshall comes in for Ingram, and Daniels subbed in for McCollum. Guys, we've seen a lot of turnovers in this one.
Yeah, focus, focus, focus. Just make the simple play.
So it's Miami now. Their defense has only allowed 6 points in the second half. After this one, they're off to Sacramento to take on the Kings. That'll be game 4 of this 6-game road trip.
And ever since halftime, they played precision basketball offensively.
You know, the coach has had something to say about that. No question, they've settled in and executed brilliantly.
Jordan looking it over. And the Heat, another three.
And the beauty of Jordan's pull-up, he can do it running full speed or laterally in either direction.
Poked away, and that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Westbrook.
New Orleans ball.
And here's the upcoming schedule for the Heat. On Monday, they continue the road trip, heading out to Sacramento to take on the Kings. And then on Tuesday, they'll go up against the Trailblazers in Portland.
And just looking ahead to what's on tap, there are a lot of winnable games for them, but you can't go into the stretch with that mentality. You've got to focus on what's in front of you and bring it every night.
In transition, here comes Miami.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively, turning into easy points.
It's been a pretty tough stretch for them.
And this will be an important possession. It's really essential. They put a stop to this run, and the best way to do it is by great execution.
Pass to Daniels. Back to Valanciunas. Clock is at 3. Jones, that's for 2, and it's blocked by Jordan. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. Some changes for New Orleans. Trey Murphy comes in for Jonas Valanciunas, and it's Jose Alvarado in for Dyson Daniels. And here are the Heat. And here's Westbrook from the arc, and again, Miami with the triple.
And you can just see his confidence is rising. Bucket after bucket from long range.
Westbrook with the steal. Pass to the great one. Fires from deep. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. Westbrook's got assist number 5 here tonight.
Down the stretch, this is when they need him the most, and he is delivering.
Again with the block. Making his presence felt on this end.
He's holding down the fort, anchoring the defense.
New Orleans making a switch here. Nance is checked in.
Larry Nance Jr.
And stolen by Jordan. And here we go. Fast break. Jordan's got it. And then slammed in by Jordan.
You won't find a much more entertaining sight. I'd call that slam dunk contest level.
And great camera work showing up on the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. Alvarado passes to Nance. Marshall with it. Still without a basket. And so it looks like the Pelicans will retain possession here. Jones has got room.
He's been scoreless for a while now. They're still trailing here. They might want to move to some other options offensively.
And here's Kobe for 3. And again, Miami with the triple.
3 points.
One of the most dangerous scorers in the game. Bryant is taking no prisoners on the offensive end.
they've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill. And a chance here to look at the numbers for the great one. And he's also got the second best three-point percentage in the league. An absolute deadeye from beyond.
He has been a human highlight reel all season long. Clearly the best shot blocker in the game right now, and he has the numbers to back it up. Now here's Jordan. He's got 19. Out of bounds. New Orleans will take possession. Already it's February. Hard to believe. Let's see how the West is matching up. Taking a look at New Orleans. They're good enough for 8th place in the conference right now. Looking to hold on to that.
And I think for New Orleans, they had much bigger things in mind when the season started. They didn't think of themselves as a middle-of-the-road club, but right now, that's where they are.
I thought this might happen. Confidence can take you a long way, but you also have to have the talent to back it up.
Here's the great one. He's got 44. Buries it from three-point range.
Ooh, heat check after heat check. He rises to the occasion, trying to will his team to victory.
Alvarado with it. He's covered by Westbrook. Westbrook with the steal. And Kobe throws it down.
And how fun is it watching Kobe take flight? His throwdowns are downright ridiculous.
So far, we've seen them be a bit careless with the ball.
Simply put, out of control is how they played thus far. They're going to have to reel it in and show some more discipline.
Rebound by Kobe.
There is the value of great rim protection without fouling, forcing the miss.
And the Heat, another three.
35.
And guys, he's been a one-man air raid coming at them time and time again.
Yeah, the defense has allowed him to get into a rhythm from there, and he's been relentless.
Pass to Marshall.
Pelicans.
And let's look now at which teams have been the hottest offensively for the past 10 games. Number 1, the Heat. In third, the Pelicans.
And they may be getting it done in slightly different ways, guys, but both of these teams are putting up a ton of points.
Here's the great one, and he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher. And it's the Pelicans with the ball. The Heat getting the bucket. Outside, Jones. Down low to end the cold streak, and the jam by Larry Nance.
Beautiful pass by Jones, keeping his head on a swivel and creating the wide open look.
And here's Westbrook from the arc. And again, Miami with the triple.
He has a lot of points from long range this half. He's taken advantage of a really tired defense.
2 minutes remaining in the third. 2 minutes.
Now, here's Marshall. Not a lot of room. Snatched away. And here we go. Bryant heading to the hoop.
And he anticipated the play, and Kobe finished it on the other end.
There's a minute 47 left to play here in the third. There's the pass to Nance. Good on the bucket.
Keeping the feet moving and found an opening. Murphy doing work in close.
Miami with the ball. And here's Bryant outside. 9 for 9, looking deadly accurate. Like guys he cannot miss.
Hey, continue to stack it up from 3. He's got 2 in each half so far.
Alvarado finds Jones. To the middle. Here's Nance. And that comes off the assist by Jones. Jones has got his 3rd assist on the night. Pass to the great one. There's 45 seconds left to play in the third. And yep, another basket that gives him 51.
Making it look easy.
Pelicans shooting pretty terrible here in the third quarter at around 30%. Alvarado passes to Nance. Knocked loose. Oh, and a fast break for the Heat. Oh,
Okay.
and he takes that one up and powers it through.
That is not possible. What we just, is that possible?
I think it is, Greg. Not probable, but like possible, like you said. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. The 15-footer, and it's Jordan with the rebound. Jordan's got 6 rebounds in the game.
You like that he's still attacking, but the results tonight just haven't been there.
Lets it go from deep. Oh, my goodness, with no time left on the clock.
Without a moment to spare, he guts this one out.
Coaches always talk about closing quarter strong. Can't do it much better than that.
And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. It's the Heat delivering the blowout. I'm New Orleans, back in a moment. Now let's take a look at our assist of the game. Presented by State Farm.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
Execution. This is what you practice every day. These guys are professionals. Beautiful play.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. So with Jordan on the bench, this is who Eric Spoelstra has on the floor. Great one out there with Antetokounmpo. Then it's Butler. Then there's Derrick Rose. And it's Wade in at the 2 spot.
And that's just cold-blooded right there. He's taking no prisoners.
Expanding upon this lead, trying to close it out. He's really stepped up.
Here is Daniels. Takes it inside. It's blocked. Here's the great one. And the Heat, another 3.
3 points.
How about the range on that jump shot? I love seeing this guy when he's in form.
And here we go. Fast break. Wade's got it. Over Hawkins. And another basket for Miami.
You know, D-Wade, not necessarily a shooter, but he's a scorer. The ability to get it done off the dribble is key.
Butler against Ingram. That one's off. Still out of sync.
Great defensive effort. Just saved a basket.
You know what? This is why you never give up on a play. You don't know what's going to happen.
Jimmy
They
Butler.
just won't miss. I mean, this is incredible.
Good shooting can be contagious. You see the confidence running through this team right now.
Here's Ingram after the Heat pick up 2. On the wing, Daniels. Rose with the ball. And Zeller picks him up defensively. Rose passes to Antetokounmpo. Here's the great one. The kick out to Antetokounmpo. Good ball movement here by Miami. Here's the great one. Again, the Heat good for 2.
And now they're turning this game into a drag race, sprinting out for easy fast break baskets.
Rose passes to Giannis. Here's the great one. Whistle blows. Bucket is good, and he'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play.
Second personal foul.
And getting out in transition has been a big part of this run that they're on.
For the Heat.
And Greg, while the commissioner might not like player trade requests, Kevin Durant said it's great for the league for players to have that leverage. Where do you stand?
Well, I wouldn't go that far. The main thing is trying to keep those requests in-house. Otherwise, it can be deflating for fans.
Well, for New Orleans, shooting only 21% from the field so far. Passes to Zeller. They need this. It's blocked. And so it looks like the Pelicans will retain possession here. We're in the fourth quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone. Clock at 6. Here's Daniels. The 9-foot shot.
And that's a great job by Giannis of altering the shot. This has been a dominant performance defensively.
Here's the great one. Connects again.
And just like that, he's tied the record for most 50-point games.
Greg, this is a record I never thought would be matched. Unbelievable season from him.
You look back at Wolf's 62 campaign and all the records it spawned, absolutely stunning to see the 50-point games record be matched.
Third minute of action now gone here in the fourth. And with NBA's upcoming broadcasting deal, Steve, starting in 2025, a lot of streaming services vying to carry games.
Kevin, we'll see how it plays out. But with those additional media outlets and the bidding, the sense is the next deal could be a doozy.
Now here's Ingram. Hawkins kicks to Ingram. And here is Zeller. Pass to Hawkins to end the drought. And again, no good by New Orleans.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Here's the great one. And again, Miami with the triple.
Yeah, coming down the stretch, they've become reliant upon their perimeter game.
You know, when you're raining threes, you can stack up points in a hurry. But it can go the other way as well.
Wade against Hawkins. Now Daniels. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Over Rose. Out to Ingram. Lets it go with the 3. And it's the great one with the rebound. The great one's got his 8th rebound here tonight. From downtown, hits it from 3-point range.
For 3.
The great one's got 58.
And every time you think he can't hit another,
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Here's Daniels, and he dunks it down.
And just taking his frustration out on the rim. He ends a huge run by Miami.
Here's the great one. Good, that's another bucket. 60 points. This guy cannot be stopped.
They've had no answer for him in this one.
All right, the NBA already has a team in Canada, a G League team in Mexico. Could we see a team in Europe, you think, Steve?
Kevin, we've had games in Paris, London recently. It'd be really hard travel-wise on these guys, flying all the way over to Europe.
And it's out of bounds. The Heat will take it the other way. Some changes for New Orleans. Valanciunas is checked in for Cody Zeller. And Williamson subbed in for Jeremiah Robinson-Earl. Here's the great one. Here he goes. Another one goes. Incredible. That's 62 points. 62.
Amazing. A remarkable performance from him so far.
And GA starting next season, some big repeat penalties for teams well over the cap. That draft pick penalty is especially tough.
Yeah, I mean, if a team is over that $17.5 million mark twice in a 4-year span, their first-round draft pick falls to the end of the first round, that'll sting.
Now here's Ingram. Tipped away. And it's Miami with the rebound. To the paint. Looking to get it going. And again, no good by New Orleans.
Hard to create space in that mid-range area. He would have been better passing that off.
Here's the great one. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
They just won't miss. I mean, this is incredible.
Good shooting can be contagious. You see the confidence running through this team right now.
Ingram against Butler. Now the pass to Valanciunas. And here's Daniels. So, Steve, you were drafted by the Heat, a young expansion team at the time down in Miami. But if you had to choose, which city would you give an expansion team to right now?
I think Seattle and Las Vegas are at the top of everyone's list. San Diego would be nice because I love to travel there. I love when Vancouver had a team. How about bringing that team back, Kevin?
Ingram uses that floater so effectively, pulls it out of his bag when the defense isn't expecting.
Well, they're passing to the great one. From the arc. Good! Another from three. Buries his 10th triple of the game.
Unbelievable.
New Orleans has gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. Pass to Valanciunas. And the rejection by Antetokounmpo. Here's the great one. He's covered by Ingram.
There's so little ego in Giannis's game. It's not about him out there. He wants to make the game easier for his teammates.
Here's Williamson. Valanciunas with the ball. Here's Daniels. Here's Wade. Outside, Antetokounmpo. And another one.
What a game. That's 72 points.
He's been simply, Greg, sensational throughout this one. Well, for New Orleans, shooting only 21% from the field so far. Daniels kicks to Valanciunas. It's hauled in by the Heat. Giannis has got 11 rebounds in the game. The tray. And again, Miami with the triple. And here's Hawkins. Smitty, we've seen some great MVP races in these last few seasons, haven't we?
Yes, we have. The depth of talent at the very top of the NBA is terrific. Embiid, Giannis, Jokic, Curry, LeBron, Tatum. The MVP is up for grabs every season.
I mean, already hot coming into the game. Is it fair to say he's hotter?
Here's Ingram. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
Now Daniels. A fadeaway. 6 on the shot clock. And Butler sends it back.
Such a disruptive defender. It's got to be irritating to go up against Jimmy Butler.
Here's the great one. Oh, jams it right over Valanciunas. Wow.
And guys, that's not as easy as he made it look. You got to have some skills to pull that off.
Well, he's got plenty of those, that's for sure. Now here's Ingram. And Butler sends it back. And he recovers it. And it's Ingram missing.
And offensively, he has been a liability more than he's helped this quarter.
Three-pointer. And again. And there it is. 82 points.
And this is a game that he will never forget.
That's what happens when nothing goes your way. You start to lose focus, and it makes matters worse.
So for the Pelicans, Nancy's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Marshall comes in for Brandon Ingram. And it's Jose Alvarado in for Hawkins. T's checked in for Miami. And so it's Butler with it. He'll bring it up for the Heat. So far in the fourth quarter, they've allowed just 6 points. And they cash in right away with the quick shot.
Right now, he's being too passive and not looking for his shot enough. He needs to be more aggressive and get more shots up because he's shooting well.
2 minutes.
Now here's Williamson.
2 minutes.
And Nance, now atop the key. He dishes it to Williamson. Giannis against Nance. Daniels from outside. There's 1:38 left here in the fourth quarter. Wade for 3, and the Heat another 3.
And he doesn't take threes often, but Wade still can be effective from there when given space. Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. You can safely say mission accomplished now for the Heat.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And the wins continue to come in fairly easy for these guys in what's been a very strong year, to say the least. Tonight will push them up to 56 wins.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for the great one.
He really played at his preferred pace. Never let adjustments by the defense speed him up or slow him down.
Wade taking 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
And that one falls for Wade.
Hard not to be impressed by Dwayne Wade's natural ability as a scorer. I mean, he works hard, no doubt, but this guy just has a gift for finding his shots.
And Wade drops them both. And 1:01 left to play here in the fourth. Passes it to Williamson. Pass to Daniels. The offensive rebound. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. On the wing, Dwayne Wade. He's defended by Alvarado. Wade gets the bucket.
Taking no chances. They go on one last run to seal the deal.
Not messing around at all. They were focused, relentless, and they got the job done.
And it's Williamson missing.
Great defensive effort, just saved a basket.
You know what? This is why you never give up on a play. You don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, they've sucked the energy out of this arena. Tremendous effort on the road.
And when you're on the road, you can't be tentative coming into a game like this. I thought their aggressive approach was the difference.
And all you got to do is look at the rebounding margin as to why they hold the lead.
Effort's been there, check mark. The physicality, check mark. They set the tone for this game early on.
And so Miami takes this one by a big margin. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, guys. Russell, congrats. How satisfying is this win?
It's great. You know, did what we supposed to do. We came in and competed at a high level defensively for the most part and got the win.
And you continue to keep it rolling, Russ. Thanks very much. Back to you guys.
Much appreciated, David. And that'll do it, folks. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Steve Smith, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.